So it's only been a year, but finally, me and Rob are now off to go and take a look at the Mk1 Transit. As quite a lot of work has gone into it lately. The engine's in and it's sat on its own subframe, and it's just a really nice touch that it just bolts up to all the original mounts in the bay. With the bulkhead now in as well, there's no holes on this at all, which is a look that we're really trying to go with on this, just keeping it nice and simple and nice and clean. With these fully custom made turrets in as well, you can see just how much work has actually gone into this, with this being the back of the bulkhead and in the cab, and just look how far back the engine is sitting in there. So this is where it all got a bit techie as well, trying to figure out what front hubs we wanted to run on this, and we end up going with these BMW E46 M3 hubs. Now we end up running with these because they're just a nice simple design in the way that they've got the steering arms on the front of these hubs, and it just worked really well with how we got the engine in the bay, and the fact that these are a 5-stud. Just wanted to keep it nice and simple with how the suspension legs are bolted to these, because we're running a full air suspension setup on this, and it's just nice that they're held in with one bolt on the clamp on the hub, and again it's just a nice easy design. The front lower arms have been custom made as well, and they've just got a ball joint bush in this end, which is removable, which is handy for when we get these powder coated, and it's got two simple rubber bushings in the other end, which bolt up to the subframe. We're yet to figure out what rear suspension setup we're going with, but at the minute we think we're going to be going with some sort of like triangulated 4-link setup, as we want to do away with the leaf spring suspension, as we're going to be running air ride in here as well.
Get the old antique up. Right, what's the seatbelt about? Is that Liam? What's the seatbelt for? Safety first. Oh, what? To get the strap.
Oh, is this your hoist?
The engine out.
Yeah. Is it? Nice, I like it. Good touch.
You're doing a good job there, Speed. That's me.
I think we've established the fact that the engine's going to go back in on the subframe.
Really?
Yeah. Well, getting the engine out of the bay was actually quite tricky, and once this is all painted, there's no way we're getting the engine back in the bay with the subframe in place. So I'm definitely thinking we're going to be bolting the engine back up to this subframe and just raising it all back up, because it's all bolted below the chassis, which is nice and easy using the old leaf spring mounts. One thing we do need to overcome is the steering. We've done away with the old steering box, but the one issue that we do have is we're not really feeling this steering setup with how many knuckles are on this, as we don't really want to be running this, as it just looks like a complete mess.
You drop it down.
Yep. So we're finally back now with the engine in the workshop, and even Rob's got his hands dirty. He took the gearbox off. That was only held on with 4 bolts.
Finally, mate. I know you've been missing me over here.
Finally here to give me a hand. And what we want to do is get this on the engine stand, but before we do that, this wants to be turned over. It hasn't been turned over yet, has it? And how long have you owned it?
4 years. 4 years, mate.
3 or 4 years.
It's went from the container into the van, over to Liam's, and yeah.
Wow, 4 years and hasn't been turned over. So hopefully this turns over, and then we can get this on the engine stand where we can finally start pulling this apart. I really think that it's only right that you do the honours in turning this over, because it's your engine.
What, see if it's really proper?
Yeah, yeah, and just seeing how expensive this is going to be.
It's going to be expensive, whatever, isn't it? Right, what size socket do you reckon I'm on?
Mate, I'm hazarding a guess at 24 mil.
Mate, it's almost like you know.
What'd you go for? 24 mil?
24 mil, mate.
24.
How do you know that?
It's like I'd know, innit?
Well, how are you feeling? What do you reckon?
Mate, I'm confident.
You're
like
seized.
Nah, I'm pretty confident.
Ready? Mate. Turns over.
Mate, don't crank it too hard, you might start it. We can now start getting the engine pulled apart, where we're going to be getting it rebuilt in-house. We've got a close contact of ours coming over. He's got a lot of experience with these engines. I believe he's even built a few race spec ones over the years as well. We're going to be mounting it up to this 5-speed manual gearbox, with this being the 302 5-litre V8. Rob imported them about 4 years ago from the States. All I can tell you is that obviously out of Ford. I don't know what they're out of. I don't even think Rob does as well. And that's the reason we wasn't sure if this was even going to turn over. So we're going to be getting the engine now bolted up to the stand. And in the next video, we're going to be completely pulling this engine apart. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Remember to keep smashing that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Mate, can you just give us a minute, mate? I know we're stopping your work. Sorry, Liam.
Fucking, it's on the meter now, look.